Hi, everybody. My name is Marianne Benforado. I'm a licensed acupuncturist for IPM, and I'm also very proud to be in the wellness department as a provider. And so today we've been talking about the best nutrition, which is an anti-inflammatory diet. And a big part of that is vegetables. So in my experience, the best way to eat a lot of vegetables is to have them on hand ready to go. So today I want to show you a couple of different ideas that you can now introduce into your weekly routine to help you be prepared and ready to go. So first thing you want to do is to go shopping and look for fresh vegetables that are full of color, full of vitality. Those are going to have the most nutrition for you. So we've talked about eating the rainbow. So I've cut up 2 plates of veggies here. I've got cauliflower, broccoli, purple cabbage, and carrots. It's not quite time for zucchini and summer squash yet in California. I like to buy my vegetables in season. So soon I'd be adding those to the mix as well. But with the cauliflower and the broccoli, you're getting the dense nutrition from the cruciferous vegetables. They have those phytonutrients we've talked about that are so helpful for decreasing the inflammation. So first, go shopping. Next thing is to cut them up. And you can implement this plan in a way that works for you. We've talked in previous classes about the idea of pacing, breaking everyday tasks into little bits so you don't have a pain flare, you keep your energy level even. So you might want to break that up. Go shopping one day, wash the vegetables the next day, chop the vegetables the next day, and the next step in this prep would be steaming. And so there's a couple of different ways you can steam. They make these little steamer baskets that you can get. They fold up like this and then open up to accommodate any pan size. They also make heavier duty ones. We have kind of a double boiler here if you're going to do a bigger batch. And honestly, you don't, other than a pan, you really don't need either of these. It's possible to steam just in a saucepan. And so what you would do is take your steamer basket. Since I'm going to be making a big batch, I would put them into here. Or I'm just thinking this through. I'm going to actually do it in here because I'm making a big batch. I do this every few days. I probably do this twice a week. And so I'm going to put my steamer basket in, and then I'll just pile the veggies in. The broccoli and the carrots and the cauliflower all are roughly the same density, and so they have about the same cooking time. And then the purple cabbage is a little more delicate, so I'm going to put that on top so it gets the least amount of cooking. I actually also cut up the leaves of the cauliflower. You can eat those too. So I'm going to put those on like that, and then I would pour about an inch of steaming hot water on there, cover it, put it on the stove. And then cooking time is going to vary depending on how large you cut your vegetables, how thick they are. I would say, maybe 4 to 5 to 6 minutes. You want to be able to pierce the veggies when you're done. You don't want them overcooked. And so you really, for this big pot, you really only need about that much water, and then it's going to steam the veggies. That is the best way to cook your veggies to retain the minerals, the enzymes, and the nutrient content. If you're boiling your veggies, you're draining all that nutrition out of there. It gets thrown out with the water. And so that's why when we are encouraging you to steam it. And I have a finished batch for you here. I made a small batch so I could show you this morning. Then when it's done, this is what it looks like. This is still hot. You can see the steam coming off of there. So now you have steamed vegetables, and this can be a wonderful base for, you could make a soup with it, add some soup stock, you could stir fry, a little olive oil and then some onions and garlic, and add the vegetables and make a sauce to it. You can just use these to supplement whatever you're having. If you're grilling a piece of fish or grilling some chicken, you already have your vegetables ready. Then you can actually eat them as a snack, drizzled with a little olive oil and salt or lemon. I think they're tasty. And so the nutritional benefits we've talked about, and then the idea of prepping is it's no longer an obstacle to meet the daily balance, the daily goal that we had talked about. The other thing that I like to have on hand that I find it's easier to prep ahead of time is greens. Steamed greens also have wonderful nutritional benefits. So here you can see I have two types of kale, purple kale and then just green kale. And so I like to wash these ahead of time and then maybe do a little bit of prep work. For this kale, the stalk on it is pretty thick, and so I would either cut or tear and not use most of the stalk. It's pretty dense and would be hard to eat. So I would go through and process those that way and just discard that, and then cut up the kale leaves. And then do the same thing, where then I would put them, now I'm going to have the kale that's ready to go. For the purple kale, I think I would do the same thing. You kind of evaluate. It's going to change every week, right? Mother Nature is not consistent with what she provides us, but you can see the stalk part of this is pretty thick and would be hard to chew on. So I would at least take that part off and then concentrate more on the leafy green. Go ahead and cut that up. And now you have some kale that's washed and cut. And then when it comes time to cooking, then you can just add it in. It's still fresh and ready to go. So I hope that gives you some ideas of how to prep ahead of time. It can help with the pacing. And then you can overcome that obstacle of coming home and being tired and being hungry and just kind of taking a shortcut and eating something that's not so beneficial. Now with the veggies on hand, you're ready to go. So I hope this was helpful to you and wish you the very best in your cooking adventures.